Have you ever heard something you can't explain? A sound in the night. A voice from an empty room. For the residents of the newly built Skyview Towers, these strange occurrences became a nightly ritual. It all started a few months after everyone moved in. A young woman on the 11th floor, Sarah, was the first to mention it. Late one night, while working on a deadline, she heard yelling from the apartment directly above hers. A man and a woman, their voices sharp with anger, muffled but unmistakable. It was loud enough to be annoying, so she made a mental note to mention it to the building manager if it kept happening. The next day, she bumped into her neighbor, Mark, in the hallway. "Hey," she said, "did you hear that argument last night?" The couple upstairs. They were really going at it. Mark looked puzzled. "Upstairs. Sarah, we're on the 11th floor. There's only the 12th floor above us. And that's Mr. Henderson. He's a sweet old man who lives alone. I've never heard a peep out of him." Sarah was confused, but shrugged it off. Maybe it was the acoustics of the new building playing tricks on her. But the arguments didn't stop. Almost every night, just after midnight, the shouting would begin. Muffled words, the sound of something being thrown, a woman's sharp cry, followed by a man's deep, angry roar. Soon, other residents on the 11th floor started hearing it too. They'd gather in the laundry room, whispering about the couple on the 13th floor. It became a running joke, a spooky nickname for the Phantom Fighters. They all knew it was impossible. The elevator buttons went from 12 straight to the penthouse level, labeled PH. The building blueprints, which one curious resident managed to pull up online, confirmed it. 12 residential floors, then the penthouse. There was number 13th floor. It didn't exist. Yet, every night, the ghostly argument echoed from a space that wasn't there. The complaints to the building manager went nowhere. He checked Mr. Henderson's apartment on the 12th floor multiple times. The old man was always quiet, often asleep, and insisted he heard nothing. The manager, a pragmatic man named Mr. Davies, began to think the residents were playing a prank on him. Driven by a mix of fear and curiosity, Sarah, Mark, and a few others decided to investigate. One night, armed with flashlights and a recording app on their phones, they waited. As the clock struck midnight, the shouting began, as predictable as a train schedule. It was faint, but undeniably coming from above them. They took the elevator to the 12th floor. The hallway was silent. They pressed their ears against the ceiling. Nothing. It was only on their own floor, the 11th, that the sounds were audible, as if the argument was happening in a pocket of reality that only existed directly above their heads. They tried recording it, but when they played it back, all they got was static. The disembodied voices refused to be captured. The mystery took a darker turn when an old newspaper article was unearthed by Mark, who had become obsessed with the building's history. The article was from 50 years ago, detailing the tragic story of a different building that once stood on this very spot. It was a luxury apartment complex that had burned down in a mysterious fire. On the 13th floor, a young, glamorous couple had been found. Investigators concluded it was a domestic dispute that had escalated tragically. The men, in a fit of rage, had started the fire. They had died together, locked in a final, fiery argument. The article even included their names, Eleanor and Julian Vance. The residents of Skyview Towers fell silent as they read the story. They were living on the ghost echo of a tragedy, a fight doomed to repeat itself for eternity. They never complained about the noise again. Now, when the shouting starts, they just turn up their TVs. A silent acknowledgement of the couple on the 13th floor, the neighbors who don't exist, but whose anger could never truly die. What do you think? Could a place be so scarred by a tragedy that it replays it forever? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoy stories that blur the line between our world and the next, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.